The following is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up, Deadites? First off, I got something to do. Gotta retcon myself here. Katsuki Bakugo is female. I realize that, well, choices for romantic partner are crazy or crazier. And figured I'd throw in some diversity. Now, I know we left off at the doors to the test, but let's go way back in time for some setup here. Our family of three was operating as demons and sometimes angel slayers under the banner of Devil May Cry. It was actually Dante's idea, and Bayonetta loved the name. Dante was quite young when this happened, and all he really had was rebellion as far as weaponry. It's time for him to meet a certain gunsmith. Bayonetta and John were in need of repairs, and there was a rumor of an amazing gunsmith in Japan. Yes, I'm aware of how ridiculous Japanese gun law is compared to good old America. So, in this instance, we're going to say she only sells or works on guns for people who are licensed to have them in the first place. People such as Bayonetta, Jean, and Dante. Dante had been begging them to let him get some guns made by her and the legendary gunsmith Nell Goldstein. It took a bit, but they finally caved when Dante hit them with an angelic, "Please, mommies." Now, Bayonetta and Jean are not weak-willed, but Dante was doing something that he'd never really done, to them at least. He's weaponizing cuteness. And as far as a critical hit goes, I'd say he got a double S. The family appears at 45 caliber works to have Nell make her utter masterpieces. Since Nell has never really shown, I've only really got Nico to go on as far as her dialect goes. Well, looky here. It's my two best customers, and they finally brought the little baby for me to see. Dante didn't even scoff at being called a baby. Nell was old enough to be his grandmother, so his retort was, "Hi, Granny Nell. Mommy and Mama have brought me here to have some guns made for me." Nell gave the girls the cockeyed glances. That's when Bayonetta hands Dante her guns. "Dante, shoot those annoying flies." Nell's eyes went wide when Dante shot the wings off the flies. Bayonetta said shoot, not kill, and when she spoke, he listened. "Well, I'll be damned. Okay, boy, I'll make you some guns. I'm assuming you're licensed somehow. So, is he a warlock? Or one of them lumen sages I've heard about?" Before either one of them could open their mouths, "I'm a Nephilim, half demon, half angel. I've gathered you the best materials of both angels and demons. The angels had fallen, obviously. I also have blood gems made of my own blood, and 2 of my feathers, for you to make what I hope will be your complete masterpiece. 2 beautiful Colt 45s. Nell whistled at that one. "That's a tall order, boy. I'm gonna need to borrow you for the magical concept, if and that's fine with your mamas." They nodded their heads. It was summer break after all, and Dante had finished his homework practically on the first day, since his friend Katsuki had demanded it of him. She really brought out the best of it in him sometimes. Also, Kotsky knows the whole story. She was his first real friend, so it wasn't extremely hard to earn his trust to the point I'm making. But the point I'm making is Bayonetta and Jean trust Nell, thus so does Dante by extension. Well, I'll be, boy. These are some mighty fine parts you got me. You do your part, and I'll do mine, son. Dante was ecstatic at that when they were done. We all know what he named them. Well, damn. These really are my finest guns I've ever made. Use them well, Dante. And use them well he did. Dante got those guns just in time. He notices a blonde-haired little girl being chased by a bunch of, well, demons. And of course, he does his thing. Ebony and Ivory are infused with angelic and demonic power, and they tear through the horde of demons. Hey, Blondie, I'd get behind me if you want to live. She got behind Dante and watched in amazement as Dante got to work. Wow, someone really wants you dead, miss. My name's Patti, Oni-san. Her Japanese was horrible, but Dante said nothing but his name while taking care of the mess. Until a friggin' Oni showed up. That's a big old Japanese horned ogre. For those of you who have no idea what an Oni. Well, looks like it was time for Dante to get serious. One of Dante's eyes turned pure white and the other jet black as his wings outstretched. There was no kill quite like overkill, otherwise he'd be fighting that thing for quite some time. Of course he was pretty beat after basically doing a partial devil trigger. Dante was laying on Patti's lap. Now, she may have called him Oni-san, but in this instance, Dante ain't that much older than Patti, so he could tell that she is really cute. So, why are demons chasing you, and where the hell are your people? Tears started falling on Dante, and he immediately understood. Orphan, huh? I know what that feels like. Come with me. My moms and I can take care of whoever or set those creeps after you, and we'll see about what to do after that. They head back to Dante's home. Cereza, look at our little lady killer bringing home some blonde bombshell. Jean couldn't help herself when Dante brought home a pretty girl. The age difference between the two, in this case, is negligible. She's like a year or two younger than Dante, 3 tops. So it was a fair jib for Jean to make. Dante did a spit take at that one. Sure, Patti was really pretty, but they need to be serious. Keep in mind, guys, I'm talking from a 10-year-old Dante's perspective. Dante tells them what went down, and they change from playful to serious. We usually don't work for free, little one. But since our boy seems to like you enough that he's still holding your hand, you've got yourself some champions to kill whatever goes bump in the night. Dante let out a sigh of relief. See, Patti? I told you they'd understand. Now, tell them what you told me, okay? Dante practically purred that one. I'll spare you the details and just say it's almost the exact hook from the anime, adapted for the story to a point. Well, that's not good. I've heard of Abigail. He is quite powerful, and we need to deal with this at once. Dante, you said there was more drama. Dante sighed again. It would appear that some rich idiots think Patti is the heiress to fortune. However, Dante has met that specific Patti and knows full well that that ain't true. If push comes to shove, he'll just kill him. Dante was staking a claim on Miss Lowell here. Patti was a bit of a mess, and Bayonetta wasn't having that, but before they could get in the bath, Kotsky showed up, and to see Dante lying on Patti's lap. The look on her face was priceless. Dante! Who the hell is this? Katsuki didn't know why, but the contented look on Dante's face while he was lying on this girl's lap was pissing her off. Patti looks at Katsuki while patting Dante on the head. And then, "Excuse me, little Miss Thing, but can't you tell he's tired?" Katsuki was making small explosions in her hand. "Excuse me?" she asked as if she misheard Patti. "You heard me, little Miss Thing." Looks like Katsuki gets to kill a sassy blonde. She made her way to give Patti a piece of her mind. Then Dante shot at her with a blast of energy, not a bullet. "Don't touch her, Katsuki. She's right. I'm tired as hell. I had a serious fight to protect Patti over here, and she's lending me her lap to rest on." Katsuki just recovered from being shot at. "You shot me over this girl you just met. I'm your best freaking friend." Katsuki was being a brat and Dante just wasn't having it. He turned around to face only Patti and smiled and passed out again. "See? He's tired. So if you have business with him, I suggest you come back later. Miss Best Friend." To put the icing on the cake, Patti kisses Dante's forehead. It was a rather innocent gesture considering he was her knight in shining armor. Or rather, dark armor in this case. But that made Katsuki get even madder and make her way to Patti again. "You heard her, Katsuki. Dante is tired, and in all honesty, we've all taken quite a liking to young Miss Patti over here. If you can't be nice to her, then please just leave for now, since Dante is not waking up anytime soon." Bayonetta hit the final nail and Katsuki left, annoyed and with a few tears in her eyes. The greedy humans were dealt with quite quickly, and Dante had some choice words to give the other Miss Lowell. Said heiress was overcome with grief for using her in the manner she did, and offered her to take her in, but Patti hid behind Dante, who for the most part handled this all by himself. Miss Lowell would throw 2 large chunks of cash their way, one for endangering Patti in the first place, and another for Dante's services in truly making her safe. Something he was gonna do with or without payment, but he's not looking to gift horses in the mouth. Our crew would later on deal with the big problem that is Abigail. Just to be sure, the full crew would handle this one. Bayonetta and Jean trusted Dante's abilities, but they had to be sure it was dealt with safely. Patti also had a lot to learn before they could truly reinforce the seal, but she had 2 teachers who were ready and able. Dante had long since mastered whatever they could teach him, and the 2 had honestly missed that feeling. Patti would not be as quick a learner as Dante, but she'd learn enough to attend to the seal now. Screw a seal. Let me kill him. Dante was angry when he found out how much of a toll it would take on Patti, and he interrupted the process. A somewhat weakened version of Abigail was then dealt with by Dante. He didn't even need his full power to do so, but the fight was a pain in the ass because he didn't do it. Had he actually used his full power, it might have gone by quicker. But, oh well. Back to the present to see Patti waiting at the door for Dante and Katsuki. "Good luck." She gave Katsuki a kiss on the cheek, and then really laid one on Dante. "Go get him, you handsome devil, you." "Yes, ma'am." Dante could have taken the recommendation exam, since Devil May Cry has done many jobs for a good amount of heroes that happen to teaching Yue, but he wanted to stretch his wings, so to speak. Don't flex on him too hard, Dante. Dante smirks at that. They destroy the written. Kotsky is a good influence on Dante, and his mothers aren't idiots either. And let's not forget Patti. With all these intelligent people around him, of course he'd excel at that. Don't worry, he's no Poindexter, he's just a smart cookie. Now, for the fun part. Since there's no way in hell Dante is tripping, Ochako falls and Dante quickly catches her, but unfortunately the way he caught her, he ended up getting his hands on the goods. Said hands did not linger, but he definitely enjoyed the feel. But if he wanted to feel breast, he could have grabbed Patty's. Sorry about the groping, miss. But, I think that now is definitely not a good time to make a fall like that. The name's Dante. How about you, cutie? Dante is quite the looker, and on top of that, he's being rather debonair. Ochako Uraraka. Thanks for the save. I was about to use my quirk, though. I'm not mad about the grabbing. You had no way of knowing that. Ochako was blushing a little bit. But she joins Dante and Kotsky, and they have a small chat, while President Mike does his thing. Ida does his usual bit, but gets a big old back the hell off look from Dante. He backs off immediately. However, during his spiel, he calls Dante up for an explanation of his quote-unquote quirk.
This is Dante Walpurgis. He has a rather odd quirk, and part of it is he may summon weapons that he's made, including, but not limited to, guns, swords, and axes. Since this is a part of his quirk, please don't throw a hissy fit at him using weapons. Personally, I think he should have taken the recommendation exam, but who am I to judge?
Except that's exactly what you're doing, my dude.
Dante thought to himself, but didn't really say that out loud since Mike was right.
There are no countdowns in battle. Go!
So, for you as a viewer, Dante has access to all of his weapons, up to 3, with an exception of Pandora. I just had to include her. I mean, 666 different weapons? Come on, man. How could I resist playing with that? Dante summons Cavalier. While I'm aware that DMC would indicate that he had met Virgil, or in this case, Vigilance again. We're not going to go that route yet, because Vigilance is busy. In the years of business and travel, Devil May Cry has faced many angels and demons along the way. So that's how he has all that he has. Vigilance, like I said, is busy wreaking havoc on Mundus's plans. However, in Mundus's mind, it's merely an inconvenience. She can't kill him, and she doesn't quite have the juice to banish him at the moment. And back to the main plot though, yeah? Dante grabs Kotsky and she happily holds on to him. He's got a bike? How's that fair? President Mike sighs.
You just had to pull out Cavalier, didn't you? Not only is that a bike, but it can also act as twin buzzsaws. Case in point there, he just cut through some one-pointers. Save some for the others, Dante.
Like Mike had to tell him that. Kotsky was breathing Dante in and exploding robots that came her way. The two were racking up the points. His mothers had given him one order, though. If you're going to do this, avoid using your full power. A giant fist comes their way, and they both jump. Dante converts Cavalier into its weapon form and tears off the fist on Shan, then starts shooting with ebony on ivory. This was a two-pointer that he took out with Katsuki ran off to do her thing elsewhere. Dante has this. If I had to assign a rank as to how well under control he had it, I'd say he got an S. A scream could be heard as the zero-pointer loomed in, as Dante was going to leave it be, but remembering that serious injury could occur in these tests before the heroes stepped in, if they did at all. Dante let his wings out, and only his wings. Still, once again, they're in energy form. He got to the scream ASAP. He finds Ochako pinned down. She was in too much pain to use her quirk. Dante considered shooting or hitting the rock, but he could lift the thing no problem, to which he did. Dante looks around and makes a magic circle. Stay in that, okay? It'll heal you and keep you safe. I'm going to go deal with that big guy before anything happens. Dante came to Ochako's aid and gained rescue points that he didn't really need. Dante made a promise not to go full power, so no devil trigger for him. Not like he needed it. Dante reaches through the ether for Pandora. It's time for some hatred! Those rockets, filled with a little extra demonic and angelic power, were more than enough to deal with the zero-pointer. Now, I almost sicked demons on the applicants. Then I realized how headstrong these kids are. They would think it's a part of the test and rush headlong into their deaths. So I chose against for that very reason. Dante was pulled aside by All Might. I think this goes without saying, but you're in, son. Since Dante isn't even human, I can't really give him one for all. So Miriam may or may not end up being the one. However, Katsuki did strut her stuff out there. So, maybe. But that is a tale for next time.
If you liked that, consider giving us a United States of smash on that like button. If you're not subscribed, consider hitting that full Callan with the subscribe button. Or going plus ultra with the notifications. Rest easy, Deadites. And remember, the night is ours.